Welcome back, everyone, to Friday Feeling. This week we got two special guests, Bridget and Vay, on the cheerleading team. We're just gonna have a conversation. They got some exciting news. They're going to the national tournament this Friday at
8 o'clock.
possibly 8 o'clock. Yeah. So crazy news. This is their second year to be in the program, which is crazy. And then you're already going to the national championship. Yeah. But before we get into that, about yourselves, like where y'all from, year, major.
I'm from New Orleans.
Okay.
My major is exercise science. I'm a senior in undergrad, but I started Cairo 2 quarters ago.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's me.
You a Saints fan?
I am a major Saints fan.
Okay.
Who that?
I'm from Maryland, and I'm a junior here right now, but I transferred in last year for the cheerleading program from my community college. And yeah.
Nice. How'd you find out about life? You too.
It was actually what you call those, the little college fairs in high school.
Yeah.
I was walking past the table, and he stopped me.
Yeah.
I got DM'd on Instagram and asked if I wanted a cheerleading scholarship.
Oh, I think that's dope.
May have come to university right there.
Yeah. So as far as like positions wise for the listeners, I truly really don't understand cheerleading the positions. And I mean I get it. I get it. Jumper is crazy. Like props to the jumpers. Like, are you a jumper?
Yeah, I'm a point jumper.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Yeah. So how's that? Jumping.
I mean, I guess after the years of doing it, like after 16 years of cheerleading, it's just something you're used to.
Yeah.
It's like any other thing in a sport. Like, I guess you could say like basketball, like shooting the basket. Like that's the same thing for jumping.
What does a jumper do for the people listening? Like,
it's hard to explain. Like, you literally just jump.
A jumper?
Yeah. You jump.
I've
Like,
never heard that before.
what are they called?
What jumper? This is the person who does jumps?
yes.
Okay. That's a position?
Yeah, I think I know more about y'all sport than y'all do. Hold on.
You ain't go to nationals instead?
Yeah, I think I'm about to go.
Right?
What position are you?
I'm a base.
Base, okay.
I thought that's what it went by in cheerleading. Never heard of it. Jumper.
Well, you know, you can go like tumbler, like angels.
Oh yeah,
and
tumbler, yeah, but
Okay.
a jumper?
When did y'all start cheering?
I was 8.
8?
I was 4.
Okay, nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
Y'all been
Was
doing
that like competitive cheerleading or just in your high school? Or
Mine was just school cheer and like park cheer, like football.
Mine, I started out rec until I was 8, and then I went to all-star competitive, and then I did high school and competitive at the same time, and now I'm here.
Can you like explain the difference between competitive cheerleading? Because I've only ever seen cheerleading, on the side of sports teams, like for the football team and that. So what's the like big differences between that kind of cheerleading and what you guys do?
Well, competitive cheerleading is just strictly competition. So competing against other teams, you're not really on sideline cheering for like another sport.
It's a 2-minute and 30-second routine. Basically nonstop tumbling, jumping.
Show off your skills.
Yeah, basically.
What's the point system like, or how do you win?
That's a hard one.
Basically everything's in categories.
Okay.
And then based on how you perform that skill or that section of the routine, it can go on a 5 or a 10-point scale for each section.
The entire thing is out of a 100, right?
Yes.
I believe. But nobody ever in history will get the 100.
Gotcha.
So the best would be like a 99.9.
Which is still
5,
crazy.
really.
Yeah.
99.8, really.
Okay. So how often do y'all spend on like just one routine?
The
whole
entire
season.
year is one routine. Like
Really?
you
Yeah.
might change it if somebody, drops out, gets hurt.
Yeah.
But Same routine.
Basically, you're still working off the same layout the whole entire year, even if you change skills. But you're going to change skills when you upgrade, and you know that you can upgrade and be able to get more points.
Gotcha. So I guess what would you say is the hardest part about like practicing routine? Personally, with y'all's team, would it just be memorization or the advanced lifts?
I think it's just stunts.
It's
what are stunts?
That's when you're lifting somebody in the air, basically, or throwing somebody. But when you're doing the routine and you're going through everything, and then say like for Vay's instance, like she has to lift me in the air. That's tiring after a while, after doing it for a lot of times. And then you can get injuries and things don't hit, people get frustrated. Like that's where most of the frustration comes in cheerleading.
Gotcha. So for us, we have like a motto that we go by. I'm curious to just learn about y'all's culture of cheerleading. So we go by like AHA, which is like attitude, hustle, aggression. It's kind of like something we carry when we go out practice, and we know it's going to be like a tough day. Like that's what we bring. So we bring attitude, hustle, and aggression every practice, especially on Thursdays where we do like contact and stuff. So whenever we're trying to like zone in, lock in, we'll bring the team together and let's bring AHA. So we kind of like bring it down. All right, let's go to work. So I was wondering if y'all have anything like that.
Well, ours this year is we over me.
Okay.
Basically cheerleading is, when we say a team sport. If somebody misses practice, we literally can't practice. That's how much of a team sport it is. Like there is no practice when one person misses. So if you're tired and you just feel like you can't throw that last tumbling pass, you gotta remember like we over me, put your team over me. You can throw it. Don't be scared.
It basically affects the whole performance. So like if you're at competition and somebody doesn't want to finish their skill, or say a stunt falls because one person gave up, it affects our entire score, and you can't go back and change that. You can't make up for it.
One time, one performance. 1, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it is over.
That's crazy. That's crazy. How was y'all season going so far?
How's it gone?
Yeah, like what does the season look like? Because for us, we start in the fall and then we keep going pretty much the whole year.
We start fall.
September?
Yeah, well, October, October. But then we end after this week, so we end in March.
Okay. So y'all have had multiple competitions already, or? Okay.
Yeah.
Are those competitions like qualifiers for this nationals, or do you have to like get certain scores at certain areas? Or
our conference competition was basically what got us to nationals.
But if you don't win, you have to win first place in conference in order to go to nationals. But if you don't win, then they look at the scores from the rest of your season to see if you rank with the rest of the world or
the country.
Sorry. Nation.
That's good.
So what is like the limited roster number in the competition? Because for us, we have 23.
The
like
minimum
the
is,
maximum, I guess, maximum number you could bring.
Mm.
Or can you bring the whole squad, like whoever you have?
I'm not sure what the maximum amount of people you can have on the floor
minimum is. The minimum is 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the minimum is 7, but based on how many people you have on the floor determines how many stunts you have to put up at one time, how many tumbling passes you have to complete, because if you don't hit the majority, there's no point in putting all the people on the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
They just standing around.
Yeah.
Do you guys come up against other universities that have like 30, 40 people on the floor, or?
I don't think they can have more than 30.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but a lot of teams have been small this year because of COVID. So a lot of people didn't want to cheer.
Oh, okay.
So we've been competing against around I think there's been teams of 10.
8.
Yeah, 8. There's been teams that have nobody on the floor.
15.
But
20
average is probably around 14 right now.
Which is
what do you guys have?
14 or 13.
13.
We had our mascot travel with us last weekend, so he was 14.
Jump in.
Not in the competition part, but if we do like game day competition, that's so hard to explain. Game day competition routine.
Gotcha.
Then he jumps in.
Gotcha. What do y'all like better, game day or competitions?
Comp.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was never too familiar with competitions. I've only seen like the movies Bring It On and stuff like that.
I mean, they do have competitions.
Yeah, I've seen that. But I've always just seen cheer, like George was saying, like where you guys like come square during the game and stuff like that. Do y'all like those or how do y'all feel?
Yeah, I like the games.
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I'm a competitive cheerleader.
Gotcha.
Well, I grew up on the sidelines, so I don't have a problem with them.
Yeah. Do you feel like cheerleaders have to have like sports in order to be a cheerleader, or do you think they just
most cheerleaders don't even know sports to be cheerleaders? So
before I started cheering for football, I knew nothing about football, and I only knew about basketball because I did basketball for a year when I was younger.
Nice.
So I mean, I know nothing about other sports.
Did y'all play any other sports?
I play softball.
You play softball? Nice.
I did basketball and soccer.
Nice. Okay. So y'all's competition is this Friday in
Saturday, Iowa.
Oh, so you have going to multiple places?
No. It's Friday and Saturday in Iowa.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. How many teams are?
12 total.
12 total. Dang. I guess that's why it's always a 2-day competition. Pretty much. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's usually 16.
Yeah, they changed it this year. They lowered the amount of teams they were allowed to go.
Oh, okay. Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do y'all have to do any precautions, like cleaning the mats and stuff before competitions? Because I know we just spoke to the wrestlers last week, and they're saying how they have to clean the mat after every time they wrestle.
No,
so
they don't.
Switch back and forth.
They don't clean it after every time we compete.
Okay.
It's like carpet.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah. There's not like
you get like dry.
Yeah.
Carpet.
They would have to vacuum the whole thing and vacuum in a whole cheer mat.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Okay. So how's y'all's I guess team bond? Like, what do y'all do outside of class and sports?
I think we bond more when we're on the road, like going to competitions, coming back from competitions.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little hard because a lot of them live in the commons together, and then there's like the minority of us like living off campus in the LVR.
Yeah.
So they bond a lot when they're in the commons, but we definitely bond. We have bonded way more since we started competition. Than when we started.
Yeah, that's crazy because I feel like that's similar to like other teams too. Because I know for us, there's a lot of guys at the commons and they're bonding a lot really well. But usually we have like a fall tour where we travel, and that's where we do most of our bonding. We'll spend like a week somewhere. My first year we went to Texas, and then the second year we went to Colorado, which is pretty cool. So like those are the times where we really bond. But yeah, like you said, like it's usually like the guys at the commons are spending a lot of time together, obviously. And the guys that live outside, you kind of stay with them. But we've had some good moments where we all come together and like hang out. So I was just curious on what y'all do. Yeah, so it's pretty good. George, you got anything?
How do you guys feel being a second-year program, getting to nationals, and how confident are you going into this weekend, that kind of thing?
I mean, I definitely think we were hit with a lot of challenges, like after we received the bid, and it kind of pushed us back a bit. But at this time, from the way we practiced this week, I think I feel pretty confident.
I'm feeling better too.
We feel 10 times better about going into nationals compared to our last competition.
My senior year, so let's go. I'm excited.
But as going in as a second-year program, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it coming from us in the conference in the nation. Like, it feels great. Yeah.
Everyone loves an underdog.
Yeah. They're intimidated by us.
Big time. Let's go. Yeah, we're rooting for you. The rugby team's rooting for y'all. And that's why we want to bring y'all on. It's just because we're trying to support each other and just build that culture up that, Life University, we all stick together. Where can we find the link? Or
probably NAIA cheerleading.com.
NAIA cheerleading, for those listening. Want to support, possibly a $15 charge. Worth it. National championship, second year. I mean, that's wild. So, yeah. Don't miss out. Oh, do y'all want to say anything to y'all supporters or people listening? One last thing.
I mean, thank you to all of our supporters.
Yeah, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without y'all.
We're gonna be doing it for y'all in Iowa, definitely, and for ourselves.
And for the school.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. I mean, it's good to learn more about y'all's culture and just have a conversation. So good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back next Friday.